Hello there guys, it's me Unstable Voltage. Welcome back to episode 52 of Europa Universalis for as Malwa. In the last video, not an awful lot was going on. We're recovering from a few wars. We've had a lot of rebellions and rebel factions popping up that we've been dealing with. It's cost us quite a bit in manpower, but we are taking this opportunity to save up some money, which we'll be able to use to embrace the institution, which will ultimately allow us to catch up in tech, although we're not terribly behind in tech and everything's looking pretty good. Our legitimacy is a little bit terrible. We are regaining some manpower. We do have the integration of local militias, which is reducing our manpower recovery by 20%, but that's okay, we can make do with that. Now then, will threatened war actually work against these guys? No, they're going to tell us to go and get bent. We could do it. The problem I've got with trying to do it is that at the moment, I don't really have any real way of getting to them to put the pressure on. So, I mean, I could sit on this province and just take it, but they would bring their allies in. And they're actually now allied with Vijayanagar. They weren't before, oddly enough. They're now allied with Vijayanagar. Obviously, we will be at war with Vijayanagar again at some point. That is the thing that is going to happen. Let's select a mission here. We're going to protect trade. We've probably already running the Bengal trade node. Let's go ahead and do that one. And we will build this up to a fleet of, let's say, 20. It's going to cost us some money, but that is fine. We could always take loans if need be. We are making 30 plus ducats a month. What are our advisors like? We've got a 2, a 2, and a 3. Lose some money. Yeah, we need to take that. We can't just keep dodging it. See, I could promote the Diplo Advisor. It's probably worth doing it because we are coring. We're integrating. In fact, see, we're integrating, but we're still catching up. I think we'll leave it as it is, actually. So we could go ahead and take the next influence idea, which reduces the liberty desire in subjects. Let's go ahead and do it. Let's start, or we could actually take this next. No, that's Diplo, isn't it? Yep, Diplo. Let's do it. We do want to try and get these completed where we can. It'll just be much better for us. Improve our diplomatic relations. Diplomatic annexation. I was waiting for that, wasn't I? That's why I hadn't started integrating, because getting that first would have made it cheaper. If you cancel this, you get it back, don't you? We've already spent a long time doing it. And I don't think it's retroactive. That I remember now. This is what happens when you don't play for weeks. You forget stuff like this. I was waiting to get this because it would have made this so much cheaper to grab. I'm gonna stop. You used to get the points back. You not get the points back anymore? Well, okay, we weren't 25% of the way through, so it is still going to be a net gain. So we are going to wait for that. We will keep them happy though. That's what I was waiting for. That's what we're going to do. So it would be really nice, actually, if we could get an admin advisor. A level 3 one. Or we could take the focus off the Diplo. We don't need the focus on the Diplo. Let's just take that off. That's a bit more of an even spread. Catch up in military. Looks like our fleet is getting together. That's fine. Diplomats aren't doing too much. Let's go ahead and just start improving relations here in Idar. We'll make sure that we keep improved relations topped up as much as possible. So yeah, that was a bit of a silly mistake in my part. I always thought you got the Diplo back, but it's fine. We were only like 18% through, and we're going to save 25%. So it'll take a little bit longer, but we will save some Diplo points in doing it. So it's not too much of an issue. Game 1 base manpower and 5,000 manpower. Very nice. And that will actually fully reinforce us. So, good. Let's make sure we haven't got anybody taking attrition. Everybody looks good. We do want to build up to our full size. We've still got a couple of other rebellions that may well fire, so we'll probably lose some manpower in dealing with those anyway. But that's fine. I think overall things are going well. I do need to get some of these forts upgraded, particularly this fort. I know all this stuff is costing us money. How are we doing with the institutions? Because it does get cheaper all the time, the more we automatically embrace it. So yeah, we're down to 3,000 ducats now. I mean, we very much could just take the loan for it. But I don't think we need to. We've got separatists down here in Vijayanagar. That is fine. Separatists can siege out my enemies all they like. We're actually improving relations with the Ottomans. That's very interesting. So how are we doing? Yeah, armies are almost done and still regaining manpower. Excellent. That's what we want to see. Just lost a few men down here. Massive group of Punjabi separatists in Transoxiana. Transoxiana are at war. Yeah, they're actually at war with Hormuz. Interesting. Our truce with Hormuz has ended. That's fine. We don't need to get involved with that. I wonder why they're all the way down here. Is it something that Sistan is involved with? Yeah, Sistan is allied with Transoxiana. Yeah. So there are. So it looks like Sistan attacked Hormuz and brought in Transoxiana. Lose the stability or lose some power across the board. We'll lose the power across the board because it's less monarch points than it would cost to boost the stability back up to 3. Because the stability boost up to 3 is like 200 and something, and 35, 35, and 35 is only 105 points in total. So it's the cheaper option. Just watching these rebels don't sort of cross over the borders. I think our separatists are doing quite well. They seem to be burning off, so that's fine. There's another conversion done. That might drop one of these. Probably not. Kaffa, yeah, not bothered about you. Let's go ahead and keep the rest of the I mean, our religious unity is absolutely fine, but you know, let's keep going. Let's keep going where we can. Let's keep piling the pressure on. We could, of course, make some states. We do have some options. We've actually got this one now is a full state. And worth quite a bit as well. So, yeah, let's go ahead and do that one. And we will spend the admin points to go and make that into a full state. That's not a full state. Neither is that. That one is. Is it worth much? It's worth some. Is it worth enough for me to do this? Sure. I mean, we are burning through the admin points, which I'm supposed to be trying to save up, but that's just the way of this game. You're always spending the stuff you're trying to save. That's probably enough. Oh, we could get the one with Delhi. That's worth quite a bit because of Delhi. So, yeah, let's go ahead and grab that one. Fine. Fine. And it just means we get to keep Haidar around for a little bit longer, which is not a bad thing. I mean, they've been fairly good with us in recent conflicts. Having their, they've got 2 decent generals. They've got a 3-4-5-0. They've got a 4-1-6-1. And, you know, they are adding about an extra 30,000 men to these fights. So it's not a bad thing. Not a bad thing at all. Where are we up to on our naval force limit? We have, well, we're building up to 65 of a possible 68. So I think that's fine. Appears to have a single fleet. He's probably just trying to join up together. It's supposed to be a 20 stack. I think we've got ships building still. Just don't know where they're building from. Where is that fleet? Yeah, you have got ships that are supposed to be being built and joining you. That is fine. We're getting very close to the amount of money required in order to embrace the institution, which we will do. As soon as we can afford it. And then we'll have to start thinking about what our next war is going to be. I know it's often a bit boring when I'm not getting into back-to-back wars, but it is always worth taking a little bit of time to recover manpower, catch up in tech, get rid of your war exhaustion, build your forces back up. We are only 21 in military tech, so it would be nice to sort of get back out in front of everybody else, or at least be on a par with everybody else. We don't want to fall behind in military tech. That is a surefire way to quickly lose a game in EU4. We can purchase an ability for the first time. So, we can reduce devastation. We're not bothered about changing rivals. Fort maintenance borders with rival for free. We don't really need the money. We're not really doing autonomy changes. So, yearly absolutionism or reduced devastation. Let's get the absolutionism. Help our economy out, all in all. Is there anything else here that we can get? Be the Emperor of China would be nice. Have at least 5 promoted cultures. Win a religious war. Multiple universities. Own at least 5 universities. That is something we probably could do. But let's not spend our money all on universities right now. Let's save that money up and use it to embrace the institution. Speaking of embracing the institution, we must be really close right now. Oh, we've actually gained some state, so it's gone up a little bit. I mean, we could just go ahead and... Do you know what? Let's just go ahead and take the loan. Because that will be enough to do it. There we go. So now we can embrace the institution. And that now means we can afford the next military tech. That gives us better cannons. Better artillery. So let's go and do that. Now, if we look at tech now... We are ahead of time in military tech, which is good. Want to be ahead of time. We've got a problem. Oh, we still haven't called Delhi yet. Let's go and work on that. That's fine. Right, where do you guys think you're going? I mean, you just keep sieging out Transoxiana. I am fine with that. You've now crossed over the border and you're sieging my stuff out. That I do not like. So we are going to have to go and deal with that. We're not quite at full morale there. That's just because of the cannon upgrades. So we can no longer rival Vijayanagar, which means we have a costly embargo with Vijayanagar. Let's go ahead and bring that, break that embargo, revoke embargo. So now we need to. Who have we got? Ming, Transoxiana, and... Well, Great Britain don't like us. They want my provinces. Good for them. Rival Great Britain. Why not? Power projection is really good now. Plus 92. Still making a decent amount of money. Manpower's getting back up. Got a rival CB against London. Against... Great Britain to take London. I don't think that's going to be happening anytime soon, if I'm honest. Firstly, because I don't have any transports. Secondly, because, yeah, even if I did have transports, the British Navy is going to slink my pathetic little fleet in a matter of minutes. So, not too worried about that. Just keep them rivaled for the sake of having a rival. Making decent money. We are still getting some war reps coming in. Another good thing as well is Idar's making a fair amount of money, so actually getting vassal income from them. I mean, it's only 4 ducats a month, but it's better than nothing. That said, Koch is really small and they're paying almost as much. But yeah, it's worthwhile having them around, and they are giving us some extra manpower. There's definitely benefits to having them here rather than not having them here. The only downside with having particularly large vassals, and this is one of the reasons why I tend to integrate them before they get much larger than this, is once they start to become larger, they become a threat. They start to get liberty desire, they can turn against you. So there's definitely a sweet spot with vassals between them being small and pathetic and not really offering you any decent benefits, so that all they're doing is taking up a relationship slot. And, you know, you might get a 5-stack from them, and maybe 1 general and a tiny little bit of force limit. You often find that those tiny little armies are actually detrimental in battle because they tend to just wander off and get slaughtered by the enemy. So that's a problem. The main reason it's worth having a small vassal around is just to feed provinces to it and let it do the coring for you, which is kind of how IDAR started. Then there's a nice sweet spot in the middle where they have a decent sized army that can actually be autonomous and win battles for you, where they provide a decent amount of gold for you, where they provide a decent amount of manpower for you, and then you get back into the nasty area again where they become so big that they're actually, you know, trying to separate from you. So definitely got to manage your vassals carefully. It looks like most of our rebellions have gone. There are a couple that still exist. That one's not going to pop for 55.5 years, which obviously means it isn't going to happen because it'll be burnt off by then. Same for that one, probably. We can invest in an idea, which is this one, Integrated Elites. We're going to go ahead and grab that straight away. That now means we can start to integrate IDAR, and that will be cheaper. Not only will it be cheaper, but it'll also be quicker as well, because the length of time is based on the amount of diplomatic points spent, and that's based on the amount of development, but because the development is now lower, military access from Gelre, military access from the Palatinate, military access from Bavaria, military access from Savoy. What's going on here? It's because Austria, Milan is at war with Austria. That could be useful, actually. That could be a potential way to actually take this. You are in a nasty war and you're losing it. So if I was to go and threaten war for this one, yeah, they're getting closer and closer to saying yes. So I'm just going to threaten war and take that province. Yeah, they're in a war that they're losing, so that's quickly going to tick down. Military access from Castile. Wow. I'm not going to give anyone access because I don't want any of them to come over here and take this province. I want to take it for myself. But yeah, they are going to give that up at some point. Negative 15. Okay, well, negative 16. Okay, it's going back in the wrong direction now. How is that war going on? Negative 7, you're still losing. Wow, 0. What happened there? Something weird just went on. Milan starts taking a pounding from Austria, which they should do, to be honest. I mean, Austria's pretty big in this campaign. They're pretty big and pretty strong. Can we see who's involved in this war? Country. There is one somewhere. Is it under military? Relations. Current wars. There we go. Wow, that is nasty. So there's Ragusa, Mali, Milan, Lucca, Tuscany, and Urbino, all kind of small. Versus Austria, Gelre, Savoy, Hungary, the Palatinate, Aragon, Castile, Bavaria, Portugal, Portuguese Brazil, and Portuguese Louisiana. Yeah. Yeah, Milan's not going to be winning that war. So we just need to wait for them to take a beating, basically. And they should do, yeah, they're losing that again. Let's just keep our eye on this. It's negative 12 again now. It's not our core. Relative worth of province. Relative strength of alliances. See, we want that relative strength of alliances to go down, which it will do as... Oh, I'm paused. That relative strength of alliance will go down as they start to lose manpower and their... Well, force size, basically. As they and their allies start to lose men and their armies get smaller, this will start to go down. It's kind of sort of bobbling around 12 at the moment, but you can see that relative strength of alliances sort of going in totally the opposite direction. We'll keep our eye on it anyway. We will certainly use it as an excuse to go in and grab it. I may well just do it anyway and just... Because will they really want to fight me for it, given everything else they've got going on? Yeah, I really don't want to give Austria military access to March. Why does the entire alliance want military access? The only reason they'd want to come through my territory is to get this province. Why bother? It's one tiny 8 development province. Why do you want to come all the way down here to grab it? What is the point? Why do you even want to do that? It's a complete and utter waste of time. Decent amount of money. We can go ahead and repay that loan straight away. Let's go ahead and do that so it's not costing us any more. Gain some admin power. Nice. And I think that's our leader gaining an extra point of admin, which is cool. We can invest in a new idea, which would be an admin idea. Gives us another possible advisor. I think we're actually going to go ahead and take the tech, though, which is fine. We at force limit, nowhere near. We've got manpower. We're not at war. Let's go ahead and not take the mercenary stack. Let's do this right. Let's get another 30 stack. That will build up my strength of allies, which will also make it more likely that these guys will turn around and agree to a threat of war. Let's go ahead and do that. Still a little bit behind, but we will start to catch up. Threaten war. We are currently still on -13. Let's see what happens once we get the extra men, once we have a bigger army. Right, there we go. There's all of the army. Threaten war. Still -13. Quite surprising. How is this war going for you? Wow, -96, and you're still not willing to give that province up. You're not willing to let me have it, are you? Certainly a lot closer than it was. Shame that it's not our core. If it was our core, they would just give it to us. We would get a core on it if we were able to enact this decision. Truce with Vijayanagar has ended. That's good to know. Yeah, if we were able to form Bharat, we still need a fair few provinces in order to... Oh, interesting. Interesting. It now belongs to Bengal. Guaranteed by Arkan. And you're allied with Shagtai. That is fine. Shagtai are big, but they're weak. Or I can just pull Shagtai into some other war with me so they won't help me forgetting that. Vijayanagar is allied into a military coalition against us. I believe they are the only person in said military coalition. If that is the case... Yep, they are. So what we really need to do now is attack Vijayanagar before anybody else can join in, really. Which sounds like the absolute right thing to do. Do we have a CB? Yes. You are allied with Milan. Typical. Shagtai won't come in. But sure, let's go ahead and confirm. We will get involved into that war. We are going to go ahead and turn on all of the forts. So let's go ahead and as soon as I can remember where it is, there we go, we will turn the forts on. And we need to start moving men down. I don't think we need to worry about Milan, but we do want to start moving down here with our armies so we can deal with Vijayanagar. I should have brought my ships home first. It was a little bit of a mistake that I didn't. We did win there. Our ships are supposed to dock up when at home. During war, go home. Just dock up. Just don't even go back there. Just dock up somewhere. Right. Okay. Looks like we lost. I think we lost that one stack that was around. That's fine. That was to be expected. So what we're going to do now is we're going to start sieging out Vijayanagar. Trying to keep a lot of our troops together where we can. Bringing all of our guys down. Can't afford another 30 stack right now. See, I've only got a lot of troops here. It's a shame. I should have actually, I should have waited before I declared war, because none of their armies were anywhere close to full morale. So I did make a little bit of a mistake there, but I didn't want to give anybody else a chance to get into the coalition. So that was the reason why I just sort of pulled the trigger right there when I did. Let's get everybody down here. So they are getting some occupations done. But that is fine. I'm going to start moving down with these units. We're getting a huge flock of units coming in from Idar. Let's wait till these guys are locked. They're now locked. We'll go and meet them there. Now this 30 stack may well come in and help. We are attempting to reinforce. You guys are going to move in there and get locked in. No, you've changed your mind. Right, okay. You guys are moving out. Where are you moving into? I'll keep moving down here and just see if I can grab some of these armies. Got guys over here getting stuff done. Oh, that's... I was going to say, since when have I had this? But it's not mine. Oh, is this Milan as well? Milan, I've got the Maldives. I wondered why I had territory down there, but it's not mine. We will have to get that from CAF or CAFA or Cathay or whatever they are called. So let's keep these guys in decent positions. Let's go ahead and take back our own territory as well. Keeping my eye on that 36 stack. We've got plenty of men down here to deal with any of their rubbish. You're locked in now, so let's just go and attack you with both of these stacks. We do have a particularly big army. Idar's coming in with some men as well. Everybody's piling in here. That was a win for us. We'll move one of the stacks out to go and take that back. And there we go. So that way we stop anybody else from having a chance to join the coalition. We should be able to siege them out fairly quickly. However, I am going to end the video here because we have gone over the 20-minute mark. Thanks a lot for watching, guys. I hope you're still enjoying EU4 as Malwa. I'll see you next time, and until then, goodbye for now.